Today's lesson covers one of the most interesting aspects of the guitar, the playing of the same notes in different positions of the instrument. So the exact same pitch, such as these, in different areas of the guitar, which is such a unique aspect of the guitar and teaches us a lot about orientation on the instrument. So follow the lesson for free and you can just try these all out and get the concepts. But if you're interested, I'm going to be covering exercise number 45 to exercise number 53 from my book, Exploring the Fretboard, 100 Exercises for Intermediate Guitar. And there's a link for that in the description. So I'm going to be talking while I play today, but I'll just remind students that you should just practice one exercise at a time for a few days until you're really comfortable with it. Make sure you say the note names out loud as you play. During today's lesson, I'm going to be saying some other things to help students find the notes and everything like that, but say the note names out loud as we have been doing with all the other exercises so far. And yeah, you just practice it for like 2 minutes a day and then you move on with the rest of your practice. And you just go through the book one exercise at a time. So, really interesting here. This has so many applications. We are going to learn our fretboard much better. We're going to make some connections about how notes work on the guitar. We're also going to build up anchor points and just get to really know where some notes simply are. And it also is so relevant to your musical repertoire because when you're reading a piece of music or playing a piece of music, you can play it in different positions and it sounds slightly different. Same notes, but you know the sound quality of the instrument is a little bit different based on what string we're playing it on. So there's lots of interpretive aspects to this as well. And it's a thing that comes up all the time when we're looking at fingering in our music, is that where should I play it? Should I play it here, here, here? Who knows? Important thing is be able to find it everywhere so you can try it out. So exercise number 45 is orientation to E. And I know a question is going to be, why are the exercises so short? The exercises are super short because some students are going to have a hard time finding the notes and saying the note names out loud. So I made them really short so they can practice just one exercise at a time and it won't be too painful for them. And they can learn a lot by gradually over time. So that's why the exercises are quite short. So orientation to E, we're going to be playing E, F, F sharp, G, E, but we'll be shifting around the guitar. So the first one is in first position. The next one is at the 5th position on the 2nd string. The next one is in 9th position on the 3rd string. So the great thing about these exercises are that because they all sound the same, you'll know if you're doing it wrong. So you can kind of self-check yourself at home. It has to sound like the same notes because it is the same notes. The other interesting thing is that it gives you an awareness of how semitones work on the guitar. In open position, we have an open string, but the E to the F is still one fret. You just have to think of it as an open string fret. And in 5th position, the F is next to the E as well, right? Doesn't matter what position you're in, it's the same fingering or same layout in every position because of the musical alphabet and how that works on the guitar. Number 46 is the orientation to E in a lower octave. Same exercise, just a lower octave. So this one's 2nd position in the 4th string. And then it's 7th position on the 5th string. And then 12th position on the 6th string. So still just E, F, F sharp, G, E, but in all those different positions. I think you'll be able to follow, you'll be able to find all the notes just based on the string number that I've put underneath and the position mark. That should be enough to find the note. But, if you have to go back and review like your open string 7th fret and 12th fret notes, then you have some anchors around there and you can count up to notes to find it if you need to. But I think you'll be able to find it. And don't worry if you think that's cheating by looking at all the fingering and everything like that. That's okay. If you say the note names out loud, E, F, F sharp, G, E, E, F, F sharp, G, E. If you say those note names out loud, you will be learning what those notes are and where they are on the fretboard. So don't worry about it. As long as you say the note names out loud, you're good to go. Number 47 is orientation to B. So we have first position, second string, B, D, D flat, C, B. And then we have fourth position on the third string. And then we have ninth position on the fourth string. And notice there too, like when in first position, the jump up to the D seems different than the other ones, but it isn't. If we consider the open strings a fret, then the distance is still those 3 frets there. It just, from the open to there, is the same as from here to here, or from here to here. But just say those note names out loud and that becomes pretty clear. Number 48 is orientation to B in a lower octave. This one's pretty short, but I'm doing it kind of systematically, right? So we have B, C sharp, D, C, B in second position, and then in 7th position on the 6th string. So yeah, and have fun with these, I messed that one up. The pattern's exactly the same. The fingering's the same. It's just in a different spot. Saying those note names out loud, very important. Okay, exercise number 49 is orientation to G. So we have G, G sharp, A sharp, G, and then 5th position on the 4th string, 10th position on the 5th string. These are short exercises, but I highly recommend that you really stick with one exercise for quite a while so you do learn the anchor points and you get very comfortable where G is up the fretboard, right? You want to be very comfortable with the idea G is located there. So spend a few days on the same exercise. Like I said, just 1 or 2 minutes a day, but do it for a few days and you'll gain those awareness points and so anchors. Number 50 is orientation to D. So we have first position, D, E, E flat, F, D. And we'll do the same thing in 5th position, D, E, E flat, F, D. And same thing in 10th position on the 6th string. We're just varying the pattern a little bit, getting used to flats or sharps, and just how the notes function. And by doing this a lot, you gain a real good, just natural awareness of lowering the pitch or raising the pitch, and just a really good awareness of semitones on the guitar. And by doing it in the different positions, there's so many other benefits. It also just gets students working up the neck in areas where they wouldn't usually play things. Number 51 is orientation to D in an upper octave. So we have D, third position, second string, D, D sharp, E, F, D. Then we have 7th position on the 3rd string. And then we have 12th position on the 4th string. And this is great because in this example, every fingering is exactly the same since we didn't use any open strings. The fingering it's exactly the same each time. All we need to know is the first note, and we can just play the passage in the same way anywhere. And this will be very relevant later when we're doing things like practicing position scales and sight reading music with position scales. Like the whole Aaron Shearer scale book is like that. You practice a position scale, and then you sight read music using that position. And that's because those patterns are relevant and the same in every key. It's a different discussion though. Number 52 is orientation to A. So we first position, fifth string, A, C, B, B flat, A. And then we have the fifth position on the sixth string. Pretty short one, but always good. Feel free to spice these things up and like do every A that you could find on the whole guitar if you wanted. I'm trying to keep it small and short and simple for some students because I think some students are going to really appreciate that the exercises are short and that I'm saying practice only one at a time. Other students might, can maybe expand on the idea of the exercise if they wish. Okay, number 53 is orientation to A in an upper octave. So we have second position, A on the third string, A sharp, B, C, A. Then we have seventh position on the fourth string. And then we have 12th position on the fifth string. I love all of these exercises so much because I can send a student home with it and they can play the very early frets. And all they have to do is find that first note somewhere else and then they can play the rest of the exercise because it should sound exactly the same. So these kinds of comparative exercises get students playing over the whole fretboard and learning lots of anchor points while also making all sorts of connections with the musical alphabet and how semitones work on the guitar and how different intervals work and just the pattern-oriented nature of the instrument. It also gives students a lot of ideas as to an interpretation that you can play things in different places on the guitar. And it's so easy to do so if you just kind of, you know how the patterns work and where the notes are located. So lots to talk about, but next exercises, we'll be covering some C major scale patterns in a variety of positions.